Down, Petco Park, a new beginning, let's go. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padre gang. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Mitchell and Ness with the old school name. All of the homies holler Padre gang. Yeah, they.
And good day, everybody. Welcome to the Talking Friars Padres versus Brewers pregame show for May 23rd, 2022. I'm your host, Ben Fadden. Hope everyone is doing well. Just took a nap, so I'm ready for today's game. I'm in a good mood. The Padres obviously coming off that sweep with the Giants. Now they come home, face some old friends. Got Nick Martinez on the mound. Got Manny Machado bobblehead day tomorrow. I saw something about the Padres ballpark being ranked the number one ballpark in baseball again. Not a surprise. So we got a lot of stuff working for us today. We're half game back of the Dodgers entering this series. The Milwaukee Brewers, by the way, are in first place in their division in the National League Central, obviously in a worse division. But both teams, the Brewers and the Padres, they're pretty identical with record wise. The Brewers are 26-15, and the Padres are 27-14. So we look like we got a good matchup this series. You got Adrienne Hauser on the mound for the Brewers tonight, Nick Martinez on the mound for the Padres today. Well, tonight. You get what I'm saying. And Nick Martinez, he's pitched pretty good. Most of his starts for the Padres so far this season. So the first pitch tonight, back at home crowd, 6:40 p.m. Pacific time. Valley Sports San Diego, 97.3 The Fan, just like usual. Again, if you want to dial the show, voicemail number, you leave a message, you want to be featured on the show, feel free, 619-335-5770. Again, 619-335-5770. At Talking Friars on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. On Twitter, the games I don't go to, I cut those highlights up. So that's your go for any videos that you want to see again or you missed. Just make sure to follow that. And I hope you subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll personally respond to you guys who say that you've subscribed in the comments with a little thank you. I know some people want to get those super chats, and I have to get to 1,000 subscribers for that to happen. I'm not doing it for the money, but even if you subscribe and you're not going to do the super chats, whatever, all Padres fans are welcome. I don't really care. It gives you daily Padres content into your subscriptions. That's the big thing. I just went live grading the Padres' first quarter of their season a few hours ago. Doing the pregame show now. Going to have some postgame reaction as well. Put out a clip from yesterday's episode that I went live with, reacting to the Giants series. Had Alex from Pacific Beach do that voicemail. That was nice. Played that, and that was the clip that I put up today. So if you want to be featured, feel free, 619-335-5770. All right, getting into the matchup today. Padres obviously coming off that 7-2 road trip. Bob Melvin 3-0 since coming back from that prostate surgery. And Clev on the 15-day IL, so Nick Martinez starts today, even though Clev was scheduled to start today as late as yesterday morning. Martinez, he was in the bullpen last week during that Philadelphia series, and he pitched 4 shutout innings. Looked really good. His changeup looked good. He was attacking hitters like he usually does. He allowed 5 runs in his last start against the Cubs. But then before that, he had 3 straight starts allowing 2 or fewer runs. So hopefully that he gets back to doing that today. The Brewers lineup's okay. Their strong suit, obviously, is their pitching. Corbin Burns, who the Padres are going to face tomorrow with Blake Snow on the mound. That'll be an interesting matchup to see. Obviously, Adrienne Hauser today. Josh Hader in the bullpen, who is probably the best reliever in the National League right now. not including our own Taylor Rogers. So they got a good pitching staff in Milwaukee. So that's going to be the tough part for the Padres. And you just hope that the starting pitching can, um, capitalize on kind of that bottom of the order. I mean, even at the bottom of the order, though, today, if you look at their order, like Hunter Renfroe, obviously the former Padre, Omar Narvaez, Tyrone Taylor. I remember putting out a video, this season, like, should they go after him because of their excess of outfielders? Jace Peterson, the former Padre, um, all of their batting averages are in the 200s. The Padres have three guys with batting averages below 200: Cano, Voit, and Grisham, all batting back to back to back, 6, 7, 8 in the lineup today. So maybe they're a team that puts the ball in play more. Um, but I like the lineup with Manny Machado in it right now. John says, "You think Padres take the series?" Um, who's starting Wednesday? I think they can win tonight. Tomorrow, I think that's a loss with Corbin Burns on the mound for the Brewers. It's Darvish on Wednesday, I think. That's the day game. Let me see here. Darvish against Aaron Ashby. Yeah, I think they could win that series then. Definitely on Sunday or Wednesday. I always think those Wednesday day games are Sundays. My bad. Yeah, but I think they can win tonight. I think they can win Wednesday. I'm not saying they can't win on Tuesday, but it's certainly the pitching matchup seems to favor the Brewers there. All right. Let's get to some bullpen. All right, hang on. 1 second. Adrienne Hauser, a 3.22 ERA. Want to give you some info on him. He's had 3 quality starts this year, 6-inning shutout his last time out against the Cubs. And the Padres have a 169 batting average against Adrienne Hauser in Hauser's career against the Padres. That's a quick little, some tidbits on him. And then let's get to the bullpen situation here. So Taylor Rogers did not have to throw yesterday. Obviously, when the offense shows up and they blow a team out like they did with the Giants yesterday, that's a positive for not just the offense getting going, positive for the starting pitcher because he has a lot of run support, but it's also a positive for the bullpen because that means your big four or big five, if you want to call it that, Chris Matt, Suarez, Hill, well, not Hill, Stammen, or not Stammen, excuse me. I'm jumping all over the place. Wilson, so let me start over with that. When you blow someone out, your starting pitcher benefits, your lineup benefits, and your bullpen benefits because it gets rested. So yesterday, the Padres' big 4, 5 guys, Steven Wilson, Robert Suarez, Luis Garcia, Nabil Chris-Matt, Taylor Rogers, they didn't have to throw yesterday. Well, Wilson did, but 4 of those 5 didn't. And Wilson only went 11 pitches. He could go back to back if they want him to. I think you're going to see him pitch still in high leverage spots too, by the way. Um, but yeah, with Rogers available, that's good. Um, Garcia definitely is good to go. Hasn't pitched since, when was that? Friday, the 20th. And then Tim Hill, obviously, same thing. He only went four pitches there. He's matchups though. So let's look at some lefties in this batting order. Is Colton Wong a lefty? Yeah. Wong, Yelich. It's a pretty balanced lineup for the Brewers, Craig Counsell's lineup. So those are kind of like the lefty spots in that batting order. So maybe you could see him face one of those if there's like 2 outs in an inning or something like that. Get a different arm angle out there. All right. And then for the lineups, both lineups are out. We are like 3 hours away from first pitch. For the Brewers, here it is. Colton Wong, former Gold Glover. Batting leadoff, Luis Urias, the former Padre, batting second. At shortstop, Christian Yelich is in left. McCutchen, I thought he would have been a good fourth outfielder or third outfielder some days of the week type candidate, but the Padres ended up not bringing him in. He goes to the Brewers on a 1-year deal, I think. So he's batting fourth, cleanup at DH for Milwaukee tonight. Rowdy Tellez at first, Hunter Renfroe in right field. So those right field folks at Petco can get Renfroe back again as their view for tonight and probably the rest of the series after years of that being their view. Omar Narvaez at catcher, Tyrone Taylor in center, and then Jace Peterson, the former Pod, at third base. When I look at this Milwaukee lineup, I mean, Yelich still is not getting off to the start they would have hoped or having the season that he had in 18 and 19, right? I mean last year, yeah, 2021, he was not Christian Yelich. He wasn't that type of Christian Yelich. So maybe that's a good thing for the Padres. But I do know that based on the numbers this year compared to last year, it does seem like he's doing better than he was last year. Like at this point. So that's good for the Brewers. Then for the Padres side, I think this is a pretty good lineup tonight. Crony batting leadoff, Manny, Profar batting third. I think that's interesting. One of my what to watch for is him batting third. Because hasn't Hosmer been batting third? But tonight with the righty on the mound, so they're going to go back-to-back lefties in that 3-4 spot, Profar, Hosmer. Then you got Myers batting fifth, Cano in there at second base. So they don't have Kim in the lineup. That's the big takeaway here. Voit DHing, Grisham center batting eighth, and then Alfaro catching batting ninth. Grisham, I mean, it's still, I guess it's always going to be a what to watch for, right? Until he heats up or until like Jose Azocar gets like this consistent playing time. Like, is Grish going to get going or not? That's something to watch because I've said this numerous times. I think that Grisham and Azocar, they're like pretty much the same defensively. I haven't noticed a huge difference, maybe the arm or something, but Azokar's only gotten in there in these like late roles defensively, and he started a couple games. He started, I think, yesterday's game. But I think with Azokar, he puts together good at-bats too. I'm not saying Grisham doesn't. I think Grisham puts together those good at-bats because he's patient. He rarely swings at, those first pitches, to me at least, from my memory. He doesn't like to swing at those first pitch fastballs or first pitches. He just stands in there and takes it. So he's already down on the count, and that puts you in the hole automatically. And so when you're facing Adrienne Hauser and Corbin Burns tomorrow, if he does face him, that's not the best spot to be in. So that's the Padres lineup for tonight. My what to watch for is I talked about Profar in that 3-hole a little bit there. Cano defensively, whenever he's in there defensively at second, he made that good diving play in that Philadelphia series. I think it was the series finale. Was it Darvish pitching, I want to say? But yeah, he made that good defensive play to his left. And then I just think he's been pretty good defensively. I know that Atlanta game, he was kind of lackadaisical there in that first or second inning, whenever that was, on the Will Myers lazy throw into second, and then Swanson scored. Or was it Swanson or Albies? It might have been Albies. Whatever, doesn't matter. But overall, I think I like what I've seen so far out of Cano, offensively and defensively. Like both spots really. Like he came in here to be a DH candidate and a bench guy. So I'm kind of surprised that he's playing this much. Based on like what his role is supposed to be going into the season or going into when he signed with the Padres. But at the same time, it's kind of like, no, I'm not really that surprised because he's been playing well, and Luke Voit has not been playing well. I know Voigt's in there and Cano's in there as well, but the time that Cano's DHing, it's not like he doesn't deserve to DH because Voit hasn't deserved and taken that DH role over like consistently and earned that DH spot, you know? Dennis, this is kind of random, but he says Tatis in center when he returns would be rad. No, it would not. Rad means cool, right? I'm not a surfer dude or whoever uses that language. If it means cool, not really. That's not really cool to me. Tatis plays shortstop. That's his position. Abrams in center field, I think, would be cool. But it seems like they're just putting him still at shortstop and getting him consistent at bats. So maybe they think they can still get a Hosmer trade or something, and they move Crony over to first and they put Abrams at second. I don't know. But I'd prefer to see Abrams in the outfield, definitely over Tatis. I know that wasn't like the comment or the question, but if Tatis is playing short and you want Abrams to play, that's where he's playing. Kevin Acee tweeted, what was that, like 15 minutes ago? He said Fernando Tatis Jr. is supposed to have a bone scan today on his surgically repaired left wrist. There is hope this one clears him to grip a bat. Expectation has always been and remains for a return in late June. All right. So maybe we might see some progress with Tatis. He can start gripping a bat, taking maybe some dry swings if this bone scan today goes well. So I guess that's something to watch for as well. And then another thing, Nick Martinez's fastball usage. Maybe not the usage, but like him hitting his spots with the fastball, right? Like being effective with the fastball because I think it's gotten better. I'll definitely say that. Because like the first few starts, right? It was the changeup, and you could still argue that it is the changeup. That's his pitch. Like that's his signature pitch right now. Easily is the changeup. It's nasty, but can he complement that with a good fastball? I think he throws a two seamer. So can he complement the fastball with that really good changeup tonight? I think that's something to look for. All right, my Padre pick yesterday. I picked Will. He went 3 for 5. I had a perfect Giant series. First two guys I picked, I think homered. I think Crony homered the day before. I picked Manny, I think, on Friday, and he homered then. Or was it the other way around? Might have been the other way around. Anyway, I went 3 for 3 over the weekend. I'm 26-11 so far this season. In my pregame show, Padre pick. Today I'm going to go Crony again. I like him hitting in that leadoff spot right now, batting lefty against a righty in Hauser. Hasn't faced him a ton in his career. 2 at-bats, so you can't really go off of that. Any sample size there. It's not really any sample size. And he's having better at-bats. So I'm going to go with him. Again, first pitch is at 6:40. Both teams are like within 1 win of each other. Trevor Story and Sergio Alcantara were named Players of the Week. AL was Story, NL was Alcantara. I think Alcantara threw a complete game. Josh Donaldson was suspended 1 game for the Jackie comment that he made to Tim Anderson yesterday or over the weekend. And I think he's appealing it. I think he got fined as well. And a new top 100 prospects list came out today. While I load that and tell you where Gore is and all that, Dodgers are playing the Nationals today at 4 in the nation's capital. Rockies are in Pittsburgh right now. Diamondbacks host the Royals, and San Francisco hosts the Mets. So as the Mets head out west, that's pretty much the situation there. And then the top 100 prospects, I would say that Mackenzie Gore is going to be at least top 50, top 40. I have not looked at the list, by the way. Just I know it's not the screen's not up of the list, but I haven't looked at it yet. I've just opened the page. Um, because of the way that he's pitching right now, he's really getting close to not being a prospect. I think. I don't know how many starts you need. Oh, JD's third. Come on, dude. You just gave it away. Right. Yep. All right. He's 34. Yeah. He moved up from number 81 on MLB.com's list to number 34. This is what they say about him. Gore was one of the biggest question marks of the preseason top 100 because of previous inconsistencies with his command and delivery. That all looks ironed out now, and the 23-year-old has been effective with a 2.06 ERA, a 1.14 WHIP, and 38 strikeouts in 35 major league innings, thanks to a mid-90s fastball and complementary slider, curve, and change. And what I'd say to that is the complementary slider, curve, and change have gotten better. I think he's gotten more comfortable start after start and bullpen appearance with those pitches. Because remember that major league debut, he heavily relied on that fastball because his slider just wasn't there. He wasn't throwing it in the strike zone consistently. But he's gotten more comfortable with that. Um, as for everyone else, okay, where's the list? Their article just okay, there it is. The article that I was on, it didn't even have the list. It just had the biggest like moves. CJ Abrams is ranked 6th after having that stint up here and then back in El Paso right now. Um Hassel is 30. He's in Fort Wayne right now. Mackenzie Gore's 34, like I said, and then Luis Campusano's 39. And he's pretty much raking in AAA, which isn't a surprise. That's pretty much what he's always done. It's just a matter of when is he going to be, at the big league level? When is he going to get consistent at bats at the big league level? I don't know if that's going to come with the Padres, to be quite honest. If they want to make a trade or something, and Nola's doing well, Alfaro's doing well, like if they're not going to give him consistent playing time and see what he is, then why are they even keeping him? But so that's the farm system report, prospect rankings. MLB.com just released, updated. Abrams at 6, Hassel at 30, Gore at 34, and Campusano at 39. So that's some scores around the National League West, matchups, MLB news for today. We got a good matchup. JD's third asked, who are the starters for San Diego this series? Today it is Nick Martinez. Tomorrow it's Blake Snell. And then Wednesday it's Yu Darvish. All right, this seems like it's going to be a fun game. A fun series. Corbin Burns, Snell tomorrow. That's going to be a fun matchup. I'll be there for that for Manny Machado bobblehead day. And I think that'll do it for the Padres Brewers pregame show for today. 6:40 p.m. is the first pitch, and I'll have a reaction after that. See ya.